We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello everybody. How we doing today? We doing well? Hopefully we're doing well. So I put the link to the petition. The petition is also on my community tab. We created a petition against Black Lives Matter's misappropriation of funds. We are holding these people accountable. That's what we're doing. That's the goal, to hold them accountable for the misuse and the misappropriation of funds sent to them, on behalf of the Black community that did not help the Black community. Okay? So the link is, I posted it in the chat. I can't pin 2 comments. So if anyone can copy that link or what have you, they do kind of change the link sometimes, but it leads to the same petition. So sign it, share it. It may ask you for money. The money is not for me. Speaking of misappropriating funds, the money does not come to me. Any money that you put forward on the petition actually just helps to promote the petition on change.org. So basically, it's like paying for a promotion. What change.org will do is, if after so many donations, monetary donations, they will promote it more and more and more on their site. So those funds are not funds that come to me in any way, shape, or form. I don't have access to them. And it's completely up to you. So I'm not so much asking for funds as I am asking for the signing and for everyone to share it on their social media, wherever. Hey, Miss Lucky. Hey, everybody. Okay, so you all see the title. Black male supremacy doesn't exist. And the reason why I'm talking about this today is because yesterday I was talking about the issues and the problems and the destruction of Black female leadership in the Black community, and how that has not helped us at all. Thank you, NS said, good afternoon, sis. Keep building on the truth. Most High bless. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So I was talking about Black female leadership and how it has led to our destruction as a group. Okay. And so, you always have trolls, and I usually don't respond to any troll of any kind for any reason. But this isn't so much for the trolls. But the question we really going to answer today is the deflective question of, well, why don't Black men lead the community then? And we're going to get into where that overall lack of leadership comes from. All of the factors that have gone into removing Black men permanently from any form of leadership position in his community at all. Okay? Let's talk about the women first. Let's talk about these hyenas first. And I do mean hyena. I have never called a Black woman a hyena in my life. I do not call my sisters names. Black women are my sisters, and I don't call them names. But I call a hyena by their back feet every single time. Every time. Every time I see a hyena whoop across the plain, I'm going to be like, look at it. Look at them dirty little back feet. Look at them. Just look at them. I'm going to call a thing a thing. Some of the most unkind people in the world want kindness. And with the level of destruction headed our way that we got 1 foot in already, largely due to you group of hyenas, you're not going to get a kind word here. I'm not going to stroke your back feet and try to make them feel good. No. All of my kindness and stroking of fur and all of that will be reserved for lionesses, which are my sisters who are trying to heal, who are in various stages of their healing process and journey. Okay, my softness and my sister, my poo-poo and tutu, that's for them. But let's talk about why you lead. See, the implied issue is that Black women are just excellent like that. Like Black women just got it like that. Like Black women just, they just on it like that. No, you're not. You're in the position you're in because Zaddy helps you. Okay? You're quote unquote leading the Black community because you were given the support. You were given the support that men of other demographics are given. You were given it instead of Black men. See, the same support that you were given was given to white men, was given to other demographics of men. Okay? Even African men, and I'm talking about men who immigrated from Africa to America. Other immigrants. The help was given to them to be able to lead in their community. We talking Arabs, we talking Indians, Pakistanis, we talking Syrians, we talking Jordanians, we talking Sudanese, we talking Ethiopians, okay, etc., etc. When they come here, they get the help that you're supposed to give legal immigrants when they come to a country like America. The Black man, the ADOS Black man, here I'll make the distinction. The ADOS Black man, and trust and believe the powers that be know the difference. They know who's ADOS and who is not. I don't care what they mark, if they mark African American or Black on any type of sheet or application for anything. Zaddy knows who ADOS is and who is not. Okay? You might be confused. Zaddy is not confused. He's not confused on that point. All right. He know who to put his foot on their neck and who to let it off a little bit. He knows. All right. So men of other demographics are given some help, some support. You as black women did not pull yourselves by your bootstraps. You just didn't do it. And I don't want to even hear the implication that you did. Are we the most educated? Are we the most enrolled? Why? Because you're intelligent? Or because there are so many programs, loans, grants, things of that nature to help women and then to help minority women get into certain positions in society. So not only were you given the boots, you didn't pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Zaddy gave you boots, laces, straps, and a walkthrough tutorial on how to pull them up by the bootstraps. So let's not pretend. And they know they gave it to you, which is why they compare black women's earnings to white men's earnings when they talk about the alleged wealth racial wage gap. Aha. They don't talk about the wage gap between black men and white men because they know they kick black men in the teeth when it comes to that. That's one of the things, and I'm going to get to that, one of the things that's covered in the Black Manosphere magazine, the black man's consistent barriers to wealth. The only time Zaddy don't mind black men getting no money is when he's slaving up and down a field or up and down a court. And they get these young black men, they recruit them right out of high school if possible. And all of this other type of stuff, knowing that a lot of these black boys come from impoverished backgrounds. We're going to get into it today. They come from impoverished backgrounds. They don't have financial literacy. So they don't know what to do with a $10 million contract. They don't even know what to do with a $600,000 rookie contract. They don't know what to do with it. First thing they try to do is buy their mama a house and buy a car and buy, you know what I'm saying, and start flossing. That's because he doesn't have financial literacy. See, he's at a disadvantage. The name of black star of any professional sports, even though he might be the star and making the best money, the most money on the team, sometimes them white boys that sit the bench is better off financially than he is, because the white boy that sit the bench don't make that much money in the contract, but after his career's over, he knows what to do with his money. He has his money. He know what to do with his money. Case in point, anybody who watched football, especially the Bears, over the past maybe 10 years or less, you remember Kyle Orton, who got traded to the Denver Broncos. Kyle Orton was not a superstar quarterback. He was a serviceable quarterback. I happen to like the way he played, but whatever. He would have been considered a serviceable quarterback, a journeyman, a good journeyman, but a journeyman nonetheless. He was never the franchise. He was never the franchise quarterback. But Kyle Orton got money right now. He never got the biggest contract because, again, he wasn't a franchise. So he wasn't going to ever get that huge contract the way a Tom Brady would have gotten, or the way a Peyton Manning got, or even the way a Jay Cutler got. The Jay Cutler was seen more of as a franchise quarterback than Kyle Orton ever was. Why am I saying that? Because Cal Orton knew what to do with his money. He never made them super millions. He never made them super millions. But he knew what to do with his money. I remember years back after he said he retired. He said what he was going to do with his money, how much property he was going to buy, this place, that place. Financial literacy. Why am I saying all of this? Not to get off into a sports thing, but I'm saying this because the system, the powers that be, we're going to call it, don't mind black men making their money in that way. Because 9 times out of 10, black men don't know how to keep their money after the paychecks stop. You understand? And there are only a few black men in the grand scheme of things from the sports and entertainment world that actually understood their finances. That long after the contract ended, long after he wasn't able to play anymore, he didn't go broke. He didn't go broke. You understand that? Michael Jordan was one of them men, not going broke after that. I made too many millions of dollars playing my heart out. Oh, I'm going to keep these endorsement deals. I'm going to keep these properties I got. You're not going to get that out of me. But the powers that be do mind black men gaining an upper hand in wealth that's outside of the trap of the sports and entertainment world. They don't like black men to be entrepreneurs. They don't like black men to run businesses, Fortune 500 companies, and anything where he's not slaving and muling for Zaddy. Hopefully we understand where I'm coming from with all of this. So black women, please don't get on your high horse about how excellent you are, because you wouldn't be nowhere either if Zaddy didn't understand that by giving you the prize and not men, that he would be able to keep black people down with your assistance. Let's not play that game. Let's not play that game. He know you not a threat. That's why he give you money. That's why he giving you Goldman Sachs $10 billion over 10 years. That's why he give it to you, because you're not a threat to his power seat. You love his power seat and you want to be underneath it. That's why he give it to you, because you would never raise a finger against him nor his system, no matter how destroyed your people become underneath it. He know you love him to the detriment of yourself. He know that. And he uses it. Every day he uses it against you. He uses you against black men, because black men, believe it or not, are the key. Black men and black male leadership is the actual key to getting us out of this mess. That's why they turn you against him so you won't recognize him as that. You recognize Zaddy as the key to get you out of something when he the one burying you, fool. But let's get on to it. Why don't the men lead? Number one, black men are the most marginalized group in America from the moment our ancestors were brought here for slave labor. There has never been a moment or time or era in American history where black men have ever been on equal footing in this system. And feminism and zaddy will have black women stupidly believe that there's a such thing as black male patriarchy. That black men somehow reap the same benefits and the same privileges as white patriarchy, aka white supremacy, aka white survivalism. That's how feminists got y'all on board. Well, y'all men do it too. Y'all men do what too? Hadn't even got out of slavery good. Black men do what too? The same thing white men do? I doubt it. I doubt it. They began to put barriers to wealth in the way of black men during Reconstruction. This is, y'all know what the era of Reconstruction is. This is after the Civil War. What did we talk about? The era of Reconstruction was also the era of the lost cause culture. Remember the playlist that I made about the lost cause? Do y'all remember that? If you don't remember it, go back to my channel, go back to the playlist, the Lost Cause series. They were after slavery. Why was it important that they reconstruct the American nightmare? Because they had lost biological, cultural, and environmental absolute control over black people with the doing away of chattel slavery. Chattel slavery was made illegal. Now, the system of racism that sprung from it continues to thrive to today. But on the books, they could not legally hold a slave. Thank you, Miss Kelly Mills. Said, love your content, sister. Keep speaking the truth. We women appreciate it. Thank you so much, beloved. It was important to then instill consistent barriers to wealth. Why? Because black men cannot be allowed to participate in the economy as equal contributors to it. Black men have created so many things that this country still run on. In point of fact, it was black men that created the very infrastructure of this country that we still thriving on right today in 2022. Thank you, Byron. How many inventions by black men that we use right today that don't get attributed to them? We attribute the making of the automobile to Henry Ford. But he copied his T model off black men, the Patterson family, who created cars first. How did black men get duped out of that? White men had more control over the environment, bought the rights to the assembly line. Therefore, they were able to crank out cars faster at a little bit of a cheaper rate because black men were still hand making them. Henry Ford stole that. So we don't hear about the Patterson car company anymore, but Fords are still on the road. I saw it as an acronym. FORD, found on the road dead. Nobody like no dang on Ford. I don't like Fords. I've never liked Fords. Fords have never been a good car for me. Thank you, A Millionaire. I ain't never liked no Ford. If I do get a domestic made car, it would never be a Ford. Okay? So black men created the infrastructure and then had to be barred from it. Had to be barred from the benefit of the infrastructure that they created under the duress of slavery. And he continues to be marginalized in 2022. Who helps black men? What organization inside the black community or outside of it helps black men do anything? Thank you, Terry. I want to know which organization, which group, because groups spring up like dandelion weeds to help black women do whatever they're doing, because I don't see no improvement in black women at all. So who helps black men? You have pockets here and there where black men try to create systems to help them themselves, but they never receive the funding that they actually should receive in order to be more effective in various communities. When black men go to the doctor to see about mental health issues, they are typically turned away or misdiagnosed or underdiagnosed. And we know black men have a lot of mental health issues that they deal with because they delete themselves at a higher rate than other demographics of men. So that is a clear indication of mental health issues that black men face. Who helps black men? Who helps them? Who supports black men's inventions? They don't talk about the black man that invented a way to clean the water of Flint, Michigan, that the government sullied and soiled and poisoned an entire city of black people. But don't nobody talk about that. Don't nobody talk about it was, yes, while y'all waiting on Zaddy to come help you do something, it was Zaddy that poisoned the water. It was a black man that purified it. Thank you, Miss Lou Casey. Said, notice how Hollywood and the entertainment industrial complex followed mostly by black women have not made one single movie about the inventions of black men for a reason. Exactly. Are we going to get to that? Don't talk about the black man. Yes, thank you. I believe that is his name, Mr. Moses West. Created a way to purify that water. They don't talk about him. Black men don't build, but he built something to help you drink some water that your daddy poisoned. Poisoned on purpose. Left it like that. And blamed some bureaucratic red tape reason as to why it was like that. And didn't change it. They just looked at you and made jokes about how dirty the water was. In America, to be in a whole city with water that's not potable. It's like being in a third world country or something where you hit the water table and you hope it's pure enough to drink it. Water coming out of the tap brown and stinking in a first world country, only in a black neighborhood. I ain't never heard of a white Flint, Michigan. I have never heard of a city or township populated majority by white people who had the same problem Flint did, and if they did, it lasted as long as Flint's issue did. I'm a little bit past my time for a commercial break. We will be right back.
Hey guys, this is Spanky Hayes, and I want to say something, whether it's comedy, acting, or just in general real life. I use my A game. I gotta have the A game. I pack it in every pocket. I got one pill in every pocket and every pair of pants I got. Listen, entertaining y'all is hard sometimes. I gotta fly to Dallas, then to Denver, then to New York, then to LA, then to Detroit. Come on, man. That tires me out. I just take the A game now. I don't have that problem no more. I usually barely don't sleep because I'm entertaining y'all. I'm in the studio all night with the A game. And trust me, when I come home from the studio, my woman gets to feel the real pleasure of the A game. You see, I'm smiling. Watch this. Hey, baby.
Hey, babe.
Guess what I just took?
What?
A game, A game, A game, A game. I'm gonna meet you upstairs, all right?
Oh, okay.
I am gonna stop playing that commercial because y'all always talk about he Ja Rule. And just to reiterate, somebody please repost the petition link. We do have a petition to hold Black Lives Matter organization accountable for their misappropriation of funds, $90 million plus, that they use for their own benefit. And Black people did not benefit from that at all. Not even the families of the victims. And if not, you can always go to my community tab and see the petition there as well. Okay? Let's move on. All of Black men's attempts at developing mobility for himself and his community at large have resulted in several things. The first is physical destruction. What happened to Tulsa, Oklahoma? They physically destroyed that place. They physically destroyed and then denied that they did it. Just didn't talk about it. Just didn't talk about it. And that was one of the more well-known situations. There were so many what is referred to historically as lake towns. And what lake towns was any time that it was possible to do so, palm-colored people would go into a majority Black town and run everybody out of it. And that was the nice way. And then they would find a way to flood it so that there are little lakes. But underneath it, in the bed of the lake, if you dig, you'll find the remnants of towns. So many hundreds, thousands of times in American history were Black neighborhoods and towns founded by Black men, because women ain't gonna do it, founded by Black men, have been physically destroyed, bombed, or allowed to linger in destruction. Hurricane Katrina. It hit New Orleans. Those levees broke, and they left it like that. That was when George Bush was president. Didn't Katrina happen, 2005, 2006? They left them people in the Superdome. Crowded, hungry, destitute. The crime rate went up in the Superdome. They dared Black people to come across them bridges to white towns to save themselves from the destruction that was Katrina. In many parts of New Orleans in 2022, they have not rebuilt it. They have not rebuilt it. Won't let it be rebuilt. Threw the black mayor under the bus. Ray Nagin threw him under the bus like he didn't know what was going on. And he like, no, I didn't get any assistance from the state or federal government to help me do my job to save people's lives. Thank you, Chicago man, saying got the nerve to call them refugees. Call them refugees, American citizens. If it has not been destroyed, the black men who would lead have been. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of Martin. Just get rid of Malcolm. Just get rid of Fred Hampton. Just get rid of Medgar Evers. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of him. He got too much juice. He got too much power. He got too much leadership. He has too much understanding of what's going on around him, and he has the capability of lifting his people up. Even more dangerous when he's got his spiritual value intact, when he's got his health value intact, when he has his family value intact, when he has appearance value intact, when he has dwelling value intact, which gives him the leverage to understand mobility, education, profession, leisure, and wealth. All 10. Got to get rid of him. Thank you, Ish G. Got to get rid of him. Got to get rid of him. He gonna upset the apple cart. No. We can't have that. We can't have that. Just get rid of him. And if you can't physically get rid of him, you disgrace him or you falsely jail him. How many black men are serving time for nothing at all? Effectively, they are political prisoners. Here in the United States, how many? Many of them Muslim brothers. Can't give you a reason why he's still imprisoned. This is what happens to black men when they come up and say, no. We're not going to allow our community to die. And if I got to single-handedly raise them up, that's what I'm going to do. And black men have given their lives in various ways, whether physically dying or being taken off the board through jail or through disgracing him or through disgracing his legacy. They trying to disgrace Malcolm X's legacy right now. Trying to say he was. That's what they're trying to say. Tried to disgrace MLK. Oh, he was cheating on Coretta. He was doing this, doing that. Off the man, then try to off his legacy. Bill Cosby, another positive influence on black men. Disgraced his legacy. As an old man. Just disgraced him. Threw him in jail for an accusation 90 years old. Accusation was older than he was. They threw him in jail anyway. Then on a technicality had to release him. And guess what? It ain't even Zaddy that's trying to disgrace the legacy of Malcolm. It was hyenas. I seen hyenas trying to talk about it. Like, are you kidding me? And this is why I say y'all wouldn't have liked Malcolm today. See, y'all talk about Malcolm like y'all like him. But if you didn't like Kevin Samuels, you certainly wasn't gonna like you certainly wasn't gonna like Malcolm. El-Haj Malik El-Shabazz, you wasn't gonna like him. Because you like to quote him, black women are the most disrespected. That was 90 years ago. You are not the same women he was talking about. He was not talking about you hyenas today. He was talking about women who had respect for black men and black male leadership. That's who he was talking about. He wasn't talking about you scallywags. It's the only quote of Malcolm's you know. None of y'all ain't never read his autobiography. So you don't know nothing about his life and what he really stood for and what he really thought. It's a reason why they killed that man. What's the other reasons? Black men do not receive any support inside or outside of his community. And he does not define himself in the public eye. Let's talk about 10 different ways that black men suffer. One of the first things he suffered from is lack of black male agency. Because black women run the community. And you can hear it in your language. Because when y'all had so many opinions about the legacy of Kevin Samuels, one of the things I heard y'all talking about across social media is you wouldn't have minded if he had done it a certain way, as if you were there to control it. Who cares what you would have minded? Nobody. Nobody cares what you would have minded at all. But you so used to controlling everything, controlling black men's talking. That was one of the things Claudia Jordan gonna sit there and say. You know, we sit here and we talk about how men did us wrong, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, and I get it, that black men probably don't have a whole lot of spaces to do that. But why don't they create one instead of, you know, one man doing it and then they, you know, look up to him like he doing something. You don't tell black men how to gather and how to communicate with one another. And you had the rest of them scallywags on that. They did create a space. It's called a manosphere. And y'all don't like that either. How you don't like the tone that black men talk to other black men with? I don't like they saying over there. They don't like what you saying over there. Call out bang and the deletion of black male fetuses. Bet you won't do that. Funny how she don't hit the main wave with that genocide misandry talk, with that hate group talk. Because see, you can hate black men and it's not a problem in this country. Thank you, Teray. It ain't a problem when you hate black men. That's not problematic at all. That's why don't nobody pay attention or bring out to the mainstream what Bang is over there saying. Because what she's saying and others of her ilk is seen as it's just free speech. She just saying, you know, she just exercising free speech. YouTube don't cut it off. Nobody flags it. Nobody brings it, you know. I wonder what'll be her legacy when she pass. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. It won't trend on Twitter. Poor health conditions. We talked about that just a little while ago. Thank you, Jay. Said Holy Dancing over here. Black men's poor health conditions. They work and work and work themselves to death. Nobody cares about their health conditions. And see, black women have a hand in this. They have a hand in it negatively, but they could have a hand in it positively, and they don't. What black women could do to help alleviate some of the issues that black men face, you refuse to do so. This is why we point at you. This is why we talk about you, because what you could do to help you won't do. And you like to hide behind, well, you blaming everything on black women. No, we just blaming what you do on you. And we ain't making it up. Black men have poor health conditions. They work themselves to early graves. And even when you his woman, even when you his wife, even when you're the person that he looks to give him support, you don't even do that. Thank you, ex-church girls. So one of these hyenas even like men. They don't. They don't like no men. They like sex and money, but they don't like men. Why we gotta be his emotional support? You won't even ask that man how he doing, to check his mental health, to see where he is. This man be spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, and y'all won't even ask him what's going on. Y'all see him spiraling and just watch him sink down the drain. I knew somebody personally that black man, me and my family known that man for about more than 20 years. I watched him suffer from depression. I watched him suffer and sink. I tried to help and talk to him and stuff like that, but sometimes when you be too far gone with that depression is a monster. When you be too far gone. And this individual would talk to me about the support that he didn't have at home. I could see we would contact each other probably a couple of times a year. Hey, how you doing? You all right? Assalamu alaikum. You okay? Because he would check on me after my husband passed. I'm doing okay. Okay. But I could hear it. I could hear it in his voice. I wasn't none of that man, woman. I wasn't around him. I wasn't looking at him or around him on any type of regular basis at all. But I could hear it in the quick exchange of Assalamu alaikum, how you doing? You doing all right? Blah, blah, blah. I could hear it. Eventually, he opened up a little bit to me. Just a little bit. Because sometimes you got to vent. So he vented. And I would ask, well, what kind of support are you getting? Like, is anybody helping? Or is anybody like, seem like you might need to go to therapy or something? Because depression is a monster. I was, and I was sharing with him like, okay, I battled this monster before I understand what you going through. But it's only so much a word can do. Only so much a word can do. And then earlier this year, I got news that he had finally gotten to the end of his rope and he couldn't take it anymore. And he took himself out. Saddened me to no end. Because like I said, me and my family, like he was my late husband's best friend. That's how we even knew about each other in the first place. And I'm like, wow, where was the support at? At what point in the community do black men get any support for what they going through? You can't just tell him he'll be all right. No, he won't. Not all the time. Not all the time. He not all right all the time. And sometimes he can't make himself okay. He has to, somebody help him be okay. Right? And I'm just bringing it up not for sympathy's sake, but because I know of situations where men have just taken themselves out. Just take themselves out. He's not the only one that I've known over the years take themselves out. You hear about it like, man, such and such gone. Like, yeah, they took themselves out. Couldn't take it no more. Because he got to be all right for him. He got to be all right for everybody that depend on him. And then when his knees buckle and he dropped to his knees and he can't hold it no more, everybody want to be mad. What's wrong with you? Everybody, y'all. That's what's wrong with me, y'all. And I guarantee you, not as many black men would take themselves out if they had proper support systems like women got. See, everybody is familiar with when women go through something. Thank you, Yusuf. So I suffered from high functioning depression, didn't know how bad I was until slowed down and sat still for a minute. Exactly. And most men go through that. Most black men go through that because they just go. They just go. Like, I gotta go. I can't sit down. Because in their heart of hearts, they be knowing that if they stop, it's gonna all fall down. It's gonna all fall down. They know that. So it's like, I can't stop because I can't stop to deal with my own issues. Black men can't check out and be like, I can't. Like, I need 6 months or something. Like, y'all not support systems for him. If your husband went through or is going through a mental health crisis and he say, I cannot hold this right now. I need to go talk to somebody. I need to see a therapist. I need to see a doctor because this is too much. I'm gonna take myself out. This is where I am with this. You sit there and talk about how much money you got, how much independence you got, and you got a stash, and you got a bank account, a secret account he don't know about. Okay, fine. Use your secret account that he don't know about to sustain the family for as long as he need to get himself back together. And y'all will not do that. You headed right down to the divorce court. Thank you, Miss 39 Dina. You headed right down to the divorce court. Oh, he ain't take care of me. Right. Because he got to take care of you before you take care of him. Thank you again, Miss Lucchese, saying now the evil hyenas are coming for the manosphere that offers just a little bit of virtual support. Exactly. Don't want men. They not going to support no man, and they don't want no men to support each other. That's some cruel, cold-hearted stuff y'all got going on. Let your man come in and break it down to you and be like, baby, I've been going through this for the last year. The reason I haven't been doing X, Y, and Z that like you think I should is because I've been suffering. Black men gotta suffer in silence. Because he can't say it. Because everybody that should support him, not going to. Because now he's going to be viewed as weak. Now there's something wrong with him. High incarceration rates, black women got a lot to do with that. You may not run the school to prison pipeline, but you sure don't mind volunteering black men to get in it. You would call the police and set up a black man to go to jail or get killed faster to make your head spin. All you got to do to help him out with that is quit calling him popos every time you don't like what he said. Every time y'all get into an argument and you don't like what he said, you call the police. Build a paper trail on him for nothing. Because you mad. Because you bitter. Chronic homelessness. Black women play a part in that. You could support him. But what's the mantra that we do in our community? When a black boy turn 18, he got to do what? What he got to do? What he got to do? When a black boy reach 18, sometimes even 16 or 17, he got to get out. He got to get out. He got to get out your house. Where you think he going? He going to the street. That's the only place for him to go. He going to the street. What about chronic fatherlessness? That's really on y'all. Because y'all be having babies by anybody. That's why you're so mad about this, the A word and them, you know what I'm saying, overturning it and all that kind of stuff. You're mad about that because that helps you get rid of your mistakes. You don't make sure these boys and girls have proper fathers. You don't make sure that these boys have their fathers. Even if you know who their father is, you will keep them away from them just because. Just because. So hundreds of thousands of videos of y'all keeping kids away from their daddies. Only to get frustrated with the kids and try to off them yourself. Just did a video on that Taya Posey wench. Smack fire out of a 1-year-old talking about your daddy want to post stuff on the internet. Nobody canceled her. Where was the cocktail for Queen's opinion on that? Where was all y'all opinion on that? I didn't hear y'all make a big stink on that. But we can talk about you not liking Kevin Samuel's tone, talking to a bunch of grown old women that called into the show. He ain't made not one outgoing call. What about poor educational support? We educated. Your son ain't. What's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with that picture? Thank you, Philip. That's why y'all can't read, but at a 4th grade level, you raising him. And the mother is the first teacher of the child, whether you got a daddy or not. And if you can read, all your kids should be able to read. Your kids should know exactly what you know and more. But you so busy taking your kids to the club, thotting and botting in front of your kids, twerking in front of them, make them hit your butt when you do it. And I've seen a lot of vow videos with y'all. Nobody talks about the abuses that you do to these young boys. They grow up with all kind of sexual trauma, all kind of abuse trauma, living with you, surviving you. Then you wonder why he can't function good in the world, why it take him so long to figure out what he got to do, because he got to get over the trauma of you. It take him 15 years. We don't live through our childhood. We survive it with you hyenas. We got to try to make it out of it. Thank you, It's Me C. Said this stream has me in tears. My heart breaks for the men who battle depression and anxiety from childhood to adulthood, wanting her to value them enough to notice his feelings, fears, and hurt without emasculating him for it. Exactly. Like it do something to your heart, because those of us who have men in our lives that we love, we see they struggle. We see them. We see them. We see our husbands. I saw my late husband. I saw the stuff he went through. Was he crying and dying to me every second? No. But it don't take him to do that for me to see him. And I saw him because I was interested in seeing him. I saw him because I loved him. And I loved him for more than what he could do or what kind of dollar he could spend. I loved him because I loved the human being that he was. And I cared about that human being. I cared about his ups and downs and woes and triumphs. And I cared about that stuff. If he broke down, I wasn't looking at him like, what's wrong with you? You know, you go through kidney failure and then you see if you don't ever break down. Yeah, that man is a human being. Negative media portrayal. That has a lot to do with y'all too, because instead of writing positive role models for black men and black women, when y'all are in charge of shows and producing them and writing them and all of that sort of thing, and don't act like you not, because it's a bunch of y'all that have mainstream primetime shows, and you always write a limp wrist or a beta male, or if he is heterosexual, he's abusive in some way. You always do it like that. We talked about the persistent barriers to wealth. And finally, the constant threat of extinction. And some of that come from y'all. Y'all always setting up a black man to get done up by another black man. Thank you, Jamal. Says Shahrazad Ali's ideology and passion flows through you. Your content is much needed. Thank you. Always setting up a black man. It just happened a few weeks ago. I did a story on it. Like, girl in the Bronx had an argument with a guy in a Dunkin' Donuts of all things. And then called another black man, and he brought his goofy self up there to kill another one on behalf of a hyena that don't care about neither one of them. Oh, they killing each other. And when it trickled down as to how they got at each other's necks, about 8 times out of 10 it be y'all. Pillow talking real reckless and running your mouth crazy. And then stand back and look like, oh, I ain't know they was gonna do all that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Exactly. What was his name? See, Adrian I forget the young man's last name. But yeah, the NBA player who just got killed trying to help his girlfriend with her friend. Black men don't protect black women. Yes, he did. That wasn't even none of his woman. It was his woman's friend. He went over there. She's in an abusive relationship. He got shot and killed. Trying to protect y'all hyenas. Y'all always got a setup going. I ain't know he's going to do that. If you having an emergency, call Zaddy. You call him for everything else. Call 911. That's who you need to call. Thank you again, Marquis. Said the portrayal of black men in TV shows is why I was inspired to write 2 novels. A black man as a superhero. I was tired of negative tropes. Exactly. Kevin C. said, Kira, thanks for bringing your wisdom and sage advice to the people. You're welcome. Adrian Payne, yes. Black men don't protect black women. To they death, they protect you. And you don't care one bit about the protection anyway. Boop. That's the secret sauce. You don't even care. Boop. But lionesses care. Lionesses care enough about black men to see to their overall health. We don't emasculate our men for needing a game. Okay? For needing a boost in their vitality, their strength, their energy, and their libido. We don't emasculate the men for that. Men are human beings. And if you thought he was better than a human being, why don't you bow down and submit? See, boop! Again. Anyway. You know, I ain't supposed to cook through the advertisement, but okay. You know, when the spirit hit me, that's what I got to do. You ain't supposed to boop while you talk about the A game. But I had to do a little boop to it. Right? We don't emasculate or shame the men. We don't shame you, insult you, or guilt you, or need to be right about things we don't know about. Men need help. And one of the ways in which we help you is help your health value. And A game addresses a man's overall health by addressing the blood flow that goes through his body. Okay? So this is what it is. It is a male herbal solution. It doesn't have any artificial ingredients and it has no fillers. All 21 of the ingredients in here are active. So you only take it once every 72 hours with a whole gang of water, no less than 32 ounces per day or more, so that the herbs can flush through your system and so that you can get the optimum result out of actually taking a game. Okay? So in order to become part of the A Game family, all you got to do is click the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. And please do not forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10 at checkout. I want to thank everyone for coming through. Please don't forget to check my community tab. I believe I still can paste the petition. Here's the link to the Black Lives Matter petition. So you can hit that link and you can go on to my community tab and hit the link from there as well to sign the petition. So please sign it. Please share it or anywhere that you share anything. Share it on your social media. Remind people if you got any private Facebook groups or anything like that that you are a part of, Discord servers, whatever, please share that so that we can hold Black Lives Matter organization accountable for their misappropriation of funds. I want to thank everyone for their generous contribution. Thank you so much, Anthony, for your generous contributions through Super Chat, through PayPal, through Cash App. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for your likes. Okay. And last but not least, I want to thank my support team, without which I can't do this content and wouldn't have been able to bring you the petition either. So I thank everyone that supported that helped me with that, because I needed help with that tremendously. So thank you so much. I'm going to wrap this up and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.